Phil Heath and Shawn Rhoden is always an interesting comparison. These two dudes are no stranger to competition, as they placed first and second at the 2016 Mr. Olympia event, with Phil Heath, of course, getting the Duke, and Shawn Rhoden actually picking up his first and only second place finish at the Olympia. Interesting. Their feud culminated at the 2018 Mr. Olympia event, and Shawn Rhoden came in peeled, so peeled, head to toe, inside and out, and he defeated Phil Heath. He ended the reign of the gift, the Doctor, Phil Heath, Dr. Phil. But the matchup that we're going to look at today is not the 2018 Phil Heath. It is the fresh, crisp 2011 versus the fresh, crisp 2018 of Shawn Rhoden. Now, this is the best of these guys. Can't believe I've never done this comparison before. I can't believe you guys have never requested this one before. It is a fan request. Gotta throw that T in there. It's not soft. You gotta throw the T in there. It is your guys' request. So, without further ado, let us go through all of these shots, and I'll give you my honest opinion on this. Now, was Rhoden beating Phil in this pose in 2018? I think so, because of the midsection. Now, when you look at the fresh crispness of the 2011 Phil Heath, I think this midsection here, it's not beating Shawn Rhoden, but it's holding its own. And when he is able to do that, I mean, come on, look at the arm advantage. Phil Heath, some of the best in the history. I've done a video on that. Best arms. Phil Heath can hold his own. He can hang and bang with just about anybody. Now, the wheel department, I also think Phil might get an edge here. So it is, I don't want to say a brutal beating. Shawn Rhoden is very aesthetically pleasing, so to speak. But I have to admit, the 2011 Phil Heath is also very Frank Zane-like. He's aesthetic. Here's the front lat spread, a pose which I also think Shawn Rhoden would have defeated Phil Heath in the 2018 comparison. The midsection was just too much. Here, it appears that even more so than in the front double, Phil's midsection is awesome. It's not only small, but you can see a lot of separation in there as well. Now, the rest of the physique, the larger arms of Phil, the shorter arms helps him in the front double, but I've often mentioned the longer arms, they expose the lats themselves, so you can kind of see the silhouette here. Shawn Rhoden looks awesome. And again, thin skin, just like glaciers, just like glass. See right through that skin. Peeled. But ultimately, it's a heck of a lot closer than I thought. But I think we could say it's 1-for-1. Well, yeah, maybe. Okay. Turn to the side because we have a lot more poses to go. Now I can hear you guys now. But Max Muscle, you missized this one. Which one is taller? Which one is shorter? Phil's bending at the knees quite a bit. It doesn't really matter anyway. I looked at all the comparisons from 2018. So I don't think Phil lost any size. Bending at the knees, yes, it creates a lot of hanging hamstring, glutes, things of that nature. But Rhoden, very aesthetic the way he is stanced. His stance, power, pull. Yeah, he looks good. Now, upper body, who's beating Phil? I mean, in the arms. Ronnie Coleman? Maybe. Shawn Rhoden? Nope. Do not think so. But ultimately, it is actually a toss-up. I think the 2018 Phil actually bigger in the side, from the side. You can hide the midsection. Side tricep. Wow, Phil sure did look good, didn't he? Huh? Pleasing, not only pleasing, but very muscular as well. Rhoden, he steps it up a notch. As far as the Manion pose position, this is not the Manion position. Manion pose, He's got to go to the side, but if we're just going to use this one, yeah, the physique looks awesome. Yeah, see? But I don't see no triceps, see? And no, it's not the most important, but it's called the side tricep pose. Surely we're going to notice that missing. Hmm? Come on, come on. So yeah, Phil likely getting both side. Maybe the side chest. The side tricep for sure. Go to the back. This is where these two dudes separate. They go into different directions, much like perhaps the abs and thigh, and using different versions of Phil. We'll see. Condition-wise, we're not mad at Rhoden. He's right there with Phil. Look at the glutes. Look at the hamstrings. Drier than a popcorn. Just as dry as the desert Sahara. He's even got some calves in there. Of course he does. Rhoden. Phil's are blockades. Look at the size of those big branch warrens. For goodness sakes. But when you look at the back, it's all she wrote. Phil Heath. Couldn't draw a better back. Lat insertions. Throw some veins in there. What the heck. Here's the rear double. Same thing. No. There's just no way out of this one for Shawn Rhoden. He is using his best version against Phil's best version. Has Phil's back gotten better since this 2011? I would suggest it did. I think there's just no way that Rhoden, using this version or any other version of Rhoden, or any other bodybuilder for that matter, except for maybe Coleman or Dorian Yates, would ever touch Phil Heath in the back shot. Back double, back lat. He's one of the few bodybuilders also. I think they're equal. I think his back lat and back lat and rear double bi are equally dangerous. Now here's that abs and thigh that I've been waiting for. 2011 Phil Heath. He's not getting knocked out. He's not getting bullied. Absolutely. Look at those ridges in the abs. Is he losing? Slightly, yes. Look at the obliques. Little fingers coming out of those lats for Shawn Rhoden. Weird, but very impressive. And winning. It's a winning shot for Shawn Rhoden. So, yes, he can hold his head up high in this comparison. Nice clavicle width, too, there. Everything's just drawn out perfect. Phil not losing in condition, though. You know, he's right there with Rhoden, so we're not mad at him. We're just giving him a loss in the pose. Phil will get one back, I am sure. Under a lot of your guys' eyes, anyway, and opinions in the most muscular shot. He is just so thick. Dominant in the arm department. I mean, we're talking guns. Look at those guns. Flatlining Rhoden. With all due respect, may he rest in peace. And no, I don't have to approach this any differently, because one of our great champions has fallen so very, very young. No, I don't have to approach it any differently. Shawn Rhoden would probably agree. If he was able to, he'd agree and he'd say, I was peeled, but Phil Heath, 2011, he would have defeated me. And yes, of course, guys. Phil Heath, he was the ultimate bodybuilding bad guy. Not unlike He-Man's Skeletor. You guys remember Skeletor?
You'll never get away with this one, He-Man. Come on, muscle boy.
No? Well, Inspector Gadget? Dr. Claw? I'll get you next time, Gadget. Next time. Hit thumbs up on the video. That's all I got for now. I can't do Shredder. That was James Avery. He was the man. Have a great one.